Now, what if we have a double and a triple bond? This is more like an HMA style question, so a higher mental activities question. Okay, you're not going to see this a ton other than like with enrichment questions, but you are responsible for it. So this is C double bond. C triple bond C. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3 bonds attached to this carbon. There's 4 bonds attached to this one. There's 3 bonds attached to this, so there's a hydrogen has to go here, and a hydrogen has to go here, and a hydrogen has to go here. All these spots, because all the carbons need to be bonded with something. So this parent molecule is 5 carbons again. So this is pent. Now the weird thing is that the alkenes take precedence over the alkynes with alkenes, alkynes. So the intuition would be to number carbon 1 from here, but we actually number to where the closest alkene is. Don't ask me why, because I don't think it makes sense either. All right? But we number to where the closest alkene is versus the closest alkyne in an alkene-alkyne situation. So this would be pent 2-ene 4-ine. Okay? So that's not very fun, but that's the way she goes. All right, so let's look at these. We're almost done here, guys. Okay, let's look at some of these dienes and all that fun stuff, and alkynes on your chart, and then I'll conclude the lecture. So let's go back here. Let's go back to question 4. Okay, and let's look at E. So this is hex 4-ene 2-ine. So I have I'm going to draw this as a line structural diagram. So I have a hexane molecule, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's an alkene-alkyne. All right, so this is actually named improperly, but that's okay. So let's look at this, and then so this is on carbon 2, so I have a triple bond on carbon 2, and then 3, 4 on, I have a double bond on carbon 4. So I'm going to put the double bond here. Okay, now if I put it here, it would be on carbon 3. Right, so I'm not going to put it there. So on carbon 4, and that's what this molecule is. Now, this should actually be, if I look at it, this should be carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to mark you off for that, though. It was just named improperly on the assignment. So this should actually be hex 2-ene 4-ine. It shouldn't be ine-ene, it should be ene-ine. That's just kind of nitpicky right now. All right. Okay, so there's a hexene, hexine. Let's look at question 6 on the other side. Okay. Let's look at E first. Let's just look at an alkyne on question 6. So this is 4,4 dimethyl hex 2-ine. Okay, so I'm going to make the parent molecule first. So this is hexine, And then the double bond is on carbon, the triple bond, sorry, is on carbon 2. And then there's a methyl group there's 2 methyl groups on carbon 4. So that is how I would draw that. 4,4-dimethyl hex 2-ine. Let's look at I. This says hepta 2,3-diene. Oops. Diene. Okay, so this is, I'm going to draw the parent molecule and it's 7. So there's 7 carbons, and on this there's a double bond on carbon 2 and a double bond on carbon 3. So 1, 2, 3. Right, so that's how I would draw that, hepta 2,3-diene. Let's look at J. And this says hexa 2,4. I can write this as dine or diine. Diine sounds really awkward. All right. Okay, so that's my parent molecule is 6. Okay, and I'm going to have a triple bond on carbon 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a triple bond on carbon 4. Okay, so that's a dine, where there's 2 triple bonds. And then let's look at K, which is hex 5-ene 2-ine. Okay, so again, hexane molecule, and I have a triple bond on carbon 2, and then a double bond on carbon 5, and that's what that would look like. Now this is actually named improperly again. This should be hex 1-ene 4-ine, but whatever, it's fine. Okay. So that's the alkyne. I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna call this a day. Let's look at another alkyne, because I didn't give you too many examples of them. Let's look at, did I do H already? I don't think I did. Let's look at D. Let's look at 6D, guys. And this is not an alkene-alkyne or a diene or a diine. Okay, this is just a straight alkyne, but it has quite a few side branches. So that's why I want to show this one. Oct 3-ene. Okay, so oct, so 8. Okay, so that's 8 carbons. This is, octine, not octene, Y-N-E. So on carbon 3, 1, 2, 3, there is a triple bond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On carbon 5, 1, 2, 3, there is, on carbon 5, there's a propyl group. 1, 2, 3. And then on carbon 2, there's a dimethyl group. Okay, so that's what this looks like. Now, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now here's whoever made this assignment, I should have vetted it. I didn't make this assignment. I got it from a friend. There's a problem with this question, right? So if I actually look at this, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the longest branch actually isn't octine. It is nonine. So This is, I'm going to rename this, and this is actually going to be non 1, 2, 3, non 3 ine. And if I look at this, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On carbon 6, there's an ethyl group. So this is 6 ethyl, 2, 2-dimethyl, non 3 ine. Okay, so whoever made this assignment didn't vet this properly. All right, there's quite a few mistakes on it, but it still kind of gives you the general trend. This is a skill that you guys are going to need to have for a test. Okay, is if you're given a chain and it's named a certain way and the name is improper, how do you name it properly? That's a big thing that you need to know. You always need to understand what the longest carbon chain is, where we start numbering, and where the side branches are. So there will be errors in where the carbons start. So what is shown as carbon 1 in an incorrect name will not actually be carbon 1, or the longest chain will be wrong. So you guys need to know that. Or where the double and triple bonds are named improperly. Okay? So this is a skill that you guys are going to need to have for a test. All right? And there's an example of that right here. Okay? So that's it for this week with chemistry. We got a ton of work done. You guys have a good weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Have a good one.